Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Dear students, myself R.S. Goswami from KGK Higher Secondary School. Today I am going to teach Economics of Standard 12 and chapter number 5, Poverty. In the last video I explained what is poverty and types of poverty. That means absolute poverty and relative poverty. Now today, indicators of poverty. So in India or in developed countries, we can say high rate of poverty. But how can we decide whom we include in poverty? So here some indicators we decide and we explain one by one. First one is per capita household consumption expenditure. Per capita household consumption expenditure. Here is the consumption expenditure. It is depend on per capita income. What is your per capita income? So first of all, what is per capita income? So in the last chapter already explained, per capita income means total population of a country is divided by total income of a country is divided by total population of a country. So it is known as per capita income. Again, per capita income means total national income of a country is divided by total population of a country is known as per capita income. Out of that, how much you expend in your household consumption, that is known as per capita household consumption expenditure. Here are some examples. As you see, countries and per capita household consumption expenditure in US dollar. Just you see, in USA $31,469, in UK $25,828, and in Japan $22,149, in China 1,420. Now you see, in India only $725. You compare with USA, UK, Japan, China. Here the India's per capita household consumption expenditure is low. This is so that the India living below poverty line, because by this income you can't satisfy your primary requirement. That means food, clothing, housing facility, education, health. So in India, people living below poverty line. So by this we can say in India poverty is there, because per capita household consumption expenditure is less compared to the other countries in the world. Second one, level of malnutrition. Because of poverty, their income is less, and because of that household consumption is less. So you can't maintain the quantity of food and quality of food. And because of that, so many people are facing the problem of malnutrition. Because less income, and because of that, you can't satisfy your primary requirement. Here, quality and quantity both are less. Here, quality means whatever you consume, in that some elements are there, just like protein, fat, carbohydrate, different kind of vitamins. But in India, most of the people in their daily meals, they can't maintain the quantity as well as quality. So they become the victim of malnutrition. Now see here, level of malnutrition, that means in the year, and malnourished people in percentage. See, in 1990 and 92, 23.7% people here malnourished. Then in 2000 and 2002, 17.5% people. Then 2005 and 2007, 20.5%. And 2010 and 2012, 15.6%. And in 2014 and 16, 15.2% people victim or malnutrition. Why? Because of one reason, and that is low per capita income. Because of low per capita income, your per capita household consumption expenditure is also low. So they can't get proper quantity in their daily meal as well as quality also. That means in their daily food, vitamins, carbohydrate, then different kind of the minerals, fat, protein, and because of that, they become the victim of malnutrition. Now the third, life expectancy and infant mortality rate. This is the third indicators of poverty. So in earlier chapter, already we explained life expectancy and infant mortality rate. What is life expectancy? At the time of birth, how many years the child will be lived? That kind of expectation is known as life expectancy. Then infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate means per 1,000 population, number of children born. Among them, before completing 1 year, number of children died. It is known as infant mortality rate or child mortality rate. Once again, per 1,000 population, number of children born. Among them, before completing 1 year, number of children died. That rate is known as child mortality rate. Now in India, we see because of less income, they can't get proper meal, and because of that, they become the victim of malnutrition. There are so many health problems because you can't maintain quantity as well as quality of food. So because of that, there is a problem of life expectancy and infant mortality rate. More and more children died before completing the period of 1 year. Life expectancy, earlier the children died or people died. See the example, here is a country, life expectancy in your infant mortality rate. See in Norway, life expectancy is 81.60 and infant mortality only 2 is per 1,000 number of children born. Among them, only 2 children died before completing 1 year. Why? Because of more health facilities. Their income is high, and because of that they can get proper meal facility. Now USA life expectancy 79 year, 79.1, and infant mortality rate only 6. Sri Lanka 74.9 life expectancy and infant mortality rate 9. In China life expectancy 75.8 year, infant mortality rate 10. Now see in India life expectancy only 68 year and infant mortality rate 39. See here, 39 means compare, here is only 2 and here is 39. Here the age 81.6 year and here only 68. Why? Because of less per capita income. Because of less income they can't get proper 2-time meals, and because of that they become the victim of malnutrition. So here their life expectancy is less and everything, infant mortality rate is also high. So this is shows that in India life expectancy is less and infant mortality rate very high. This is the indicators of poverty. After that, medical facilities. If you want to increase your life expectancy and decrease infant mortality rate, then this is very important. Medical facilities, that means number of hospitals, number of doctors. So if the health facility is good, then automatically your life expectancy increase, child mortality rate decrease. But see here, in developing nation like India, per 6,000 people only one doctor. Per 6,000 people only one doctor. And in developed nation like USA, Norway, UK, per 350 people one doctor. Just you compare, 350 people one doctor, here 6,000 people one doctor. So how can we justify the facility of health? So this is so here in India medical facility is inadequate or less. The problem of medical facility in India, and because of that there are so many diseases, and because of that the death rate is very high and the problem creates. After that, drinking water. As you know, most of the disease because of water. But in India, we can't get the proper drinking water. Now see here, according to the report of Census 2011, only 63.3% people get pure drinking water. Only 63.3% people get pure drinking water. Then 8.67% people get untreated tap water, that is polluted water. Now the rest of the 26% other sources, just like the river, stream, pond, lake, and as you know, in these places the quality of water is very low, and because of that the problem of medical facility, the pure drinking water, here the rate of poverty is very high. Okay, so student, the next point is provision of toilets. This is one of the most indicator of poverty, toilet facility. In India, most of the people living in villages, and there is very less facility of inbuilt toilet in house. Most of the people go every morning or whenever they require in open field, and this is the one of the cause of poverty, cause of disease. So here the provision of toilet facility. In villages, very less number of houses inbuilt toilet facility, and in cities, most of the houses, but there are some problem of toilet in city also, and because of that, one of the film of Akshay Kumar, Toilet in Prem Katha, you know what is the story. So we feel shame when we go to open field, and when we go open field for toilet, then some disease create. See here, 64% toilet facility within house. That means in India, 64% houses have the toilet facility in the house, and 34% houses without toilet facilities. This is one of the indicator of poverty. Next one, housing facility. You see, especially in the cities. In the cities, high population because of two reasons. One, people living in the cities and their birth rate high. Second thing, migrated people from the rural area. They come to city in hope, in some ambitions. We get the job, high income, and then, well, we enjoy the well facilities. But the condition is different. In city, because of more population, opportunity for the job is less. Because of that, their income is less. They haven't enough income. By that, they can enjoy the facility of houses. So they live in slum house, in slum area, in very small room, 5 or 6 people in family live. So housing facility is very less because high price of houses. In cities, more population, and because of that, demand of the houses are high. But other side, because of government's policy, the construction of housing very less. Second thing, the income of the people is also less. So they can't purchase their own houses. So they live in slum area, in dirty area. This is the other indicator of poverty. Now the electricity consumption. You know, this is our primary requirement. But in villages as well as in cities, electricity facility is very less. In production and in consumption, India is one of the leading nations in the world in producing electricity and consuming electricity. But in some of the areas, especially in the rural areas, still less facility of electricity. Even in the developed states like Gujarat, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Delhi, here also the problem of electricity, because the demand of electricity is very high, but in other side the production is less. So developing states like Gujarat, in some of the villages still there is no connection of electricity. So this is the indicators of poverty. After that, education. Whom you call educated or literate? So according to one opinion, if you are 15 years or more than 50 years, you can read or write any one language, or minimum SSC, that means minimum matric pass, or secondary education, then you are all literate people. If less, then you can't call literate. So again, 15 years or more than 15 years, you can read or write any one language, or you can pass minimum secondary education, then you are educated or you are literate. Now you see, in developing countries like India, the rate of literacy very less. Why? Because of poverty. Their income less, and because of that they can't or they haven't the capacity to educate the children. Now here the poor people always think the children are asset, not the responsibilities. They are as asset, means source of income. Suppose the 5 children are there in the family. Every day, each and every child, by begging 100 rupees, they earn then 500 rupees. So they have the source of income. Other side, responsibility 0. By begging they can eat. By begging they have the cloth and housing. They sleep on the footpath. So one side responsibility is 0. Other side more children. They are the asset of the family. So they can't educate the people or educate the children. So here education, we say here countries and literacy rate. Brazil, India, Nepal and Pakistan. In Brazil, 91% people literate. Then in India, only 70.04. In Nepal, 60%. And in Pakistan, 55%. So we see here, compared to the Brazil, in India, in Nepal, in Pakistan, less literacy rate. This shows the indicator of poverty. Because if you are less educated, then you can't get the proper job, and because of that you become unemployed, and because of that your income less, and by that income you can't satisfy your primary requirement, and because of that you are living below poverty line. After that, unequal distribution of income and property. First we think about the income. We divide total population in 2 parts. One is rich people and other is poor. Most of the source of income or factors of production owned by rich people, and because of that their income is very high. Other side, poor people, education less, and because of that they only do the work, physical work, labor work, and because of that their income less, and because of that they live in below poverty line. Other side, property. So here in the villages, just you see, landlords have the much land, and the poor farmer or the landless farmers more in the villages compared to the landlord. This is the unequal distribution of property or land. So one side, rich people become richer and richer, and poor people become poorer and poorer. One best example, 2 persons, A and B. A is rich and B is poor. Both have single child and both are brilliant. Both got 95% in 12th science and take the admission in MBBS. After some time, both completed the MBBS, then MD. Now the problem creates. The son of rich people start his own hospital, and poor is he working in some hospital because of unequal distribution of income and property. Here, capacity of the both equal. Both are brilliant. But after completing your education, a person who is rich start his own business, and other who is poor, he work in some places. Again, because of this, your own business, then your income is high. You are working in some hospital, your income is less. So this is the reason, and the main base is unequal distribution of income and property. After that, high rate of unemployment. Unemployment and poverty both are correlated. Both are dependent on each other. Because of poverty, unemployment is there, and because of unemployment, poverty is there. You see, first the poverty. Because of poverty, whatever your income you spend to satisfy your basic requirement. So your saving is less, your investment is less. If the investment is less, the job opportunity is less, and because of that, unemployment creates. So students, these are the indicators of poverty. In exam, ask the question, what is poverty? And explain the indicators of poverty. And any 5 or any 6, not all 11. So you prepare all 11, but in exam, whatever the instructions will be given, you follow the instructions. Thank you very much.